Alrighty, I just want to show you what is a malice of our gang stalking. Shadow is right over here in the corner, and Amazon is engaged in surveillance. Walking in engineered light, delivering a package is P.O.C. Walking under the fake sun standing in the path is surveillance in this specific environment. Engineered light in the shade. Fake sun moves as I move. Here's my shadow. This is the same light activity in the dark time when it's not dark outside, and there is no fake sun over me, and the light fixtures are also not the explanation for engineered light. Amazon Prime, as I'm capturing in the images, are engaged in surveillance. All right, walking around looking for an apartment, it's called pacing. Holding something in your hand is a demon trying to look productive. Sitting in the truck, they're engaged in surveillance. They're all sex offenders monitoring me while I'm sleeping. And as I'm documenting on the document entitled WSA-The People, the demons are engaged in psychological torture together while they maintain criminal surveillance together. This is a corrupt company, and if any of them are gang stalking immigrants, they're all going to be deported. 09313F1. 6A42707, going to federal prison, group stalking, living at the venue. And this is Amazon Prime engaged in surveillance. And the Ontario International Airport hovers in a Southwest Airlines plane flying in the direction east, not landing right here. So they're stalking in the path, which you already know because the fake sun is here. It's not remaining over Tracy Banks' living room window, where it's remaining as I'm inside of her living room. License 07121R3, and this is a demon that's pacing. Again, 8G64758. And they're walking through engineered light. Their shadows, they're monitoring while they're doing so. And this is Amazon Prime. Gang stalking with LAPD, gang stalking with Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, gang stalking with Ontario PD, gang stalking with the demons who live at the venue. None of this is the sun that they're driving under, walking under, sitting in their cars, and this is surveillance and stalking. And it's on behalf of a corrupt police department that desires to kidnap and or maliciously murder, while the psychopaths seek to criminally defame the targeted individual. All right. The sun was over this same building at 8 o'clock in the morning. This would not be the sun. That's the malice of corrupt companies who hire those who are not natural born citizens to engage in criminal surveillance and domestic terrorism in this country. That's not why RGC has permitted the constitutional right to create businesses and employ those that engage in constitutional violations of others. That entire vehicle full of third parties is going to be prosecuted. And if any of them are not natural born citizens, they're all going to be deported. The fake sun moves as I move, as do the demons. That's surveillance of Amazon Prime. There is a wealth of documentation. Okay, Mr. Bezos, he's a corrupt actor. He knows exactly what the demon-possessed workforce carrying his brand are engaged in this country. Fake sun moves as I move over the same building that it was over at 8 o'clock in the morning. This is POC. And there's nothing that these aged third parties are doing, including knocking on the door, that's going to cause the couch to vibrate. That there's nothing that causes sunlight to ricochet off of the window and appear in the shade. And there's nothing different about demons and third parties who walk in that same environment. With the cane, with the walker, with liver spots, with wrinkles. The entities engaging in the same exact malice. And this is the same exact environment for facilitation of POC. And they're also hostile demons. And so as I'm sleeping, the elderly are engaged in ongoing psychological torture with Amazon, with RGC, with the demons that live at the venue. The old biddy is walking outside monitoring me. And you know that under the fake sun. Don't be deceived by the vessels that Satan uses. All right, this demon with the license plate already read is stalking in the path. All right, reversing is they're doing so under the fake sun. Again, that's 86G4758 and gang stalking with Ontario PD. That's why he's going to federal prison. Ontario PD, as you saw in video, crossing path, all they're doing is stalking. Surveillance, standing in the path, sitting in their vehicle, Title 18 surveillance with Ontario PD prison. Okay, again, that's 8G64758, going to prison while psychological torture is practiced by the gang members who are Ontario PD driving by on Vine Avenue under a fake sun that's over the same property adjacent. It was over this building at 8 o'clock in the morning. There's no sun in Florida based on what the entity is doing. This is open exposition of the demon possessed who target in highly unintelligent manners, and their mental illness is therefore further exposed while they continuously do so. In the face of documentation that they're monitoring, they know that they're going to prison because they've listened to their own prosecutor tell them what's going to happen to them, including being disbanded by the demons who are gang stalking as a corrupt police department. Okay, they gang stalk with the elderlies. These demons are over 55 and they're monitoring my genitalia. All right, psychological torture remains underway while they are hostile and envious because I'm going to sleep. And as I go to sleep, the apartment building is ongoing booming. And this is the demon that's stalking in the path. This is what Amazon Prime is delivering packages in. This is my shadow here. It's called light activity. The shadow of the band right here. This is impossible light activity. You can carry a dog. You can carry a body. Okay, you can have handcuffs on. All right, you can be driving an ambulance and coming in with a hose in your hand with putting on a fire, and it's the same POC. Here's my shadow on the floor, and here's my shadow upright. There is, in other words, nothing that is going to deceive anybody regarding the demon-possessed who are engaged in domestic terrorism and psychological torture. And because the city of Ontario, on Paul Leon's watch, and the state of California, in the face of the federal government that's engaged in an ongoing federal investigation, which is in furtherance to murdering and kidnapping with demons who never go to sleep, do not have a job, and engage in stalking in room after room, never leaving the living room. That's the demon in apartment number 55. She's only leaving the apartment because she's obsessively gang stalking. As the documentation shows, she never leaves, never goes to sleep, never leaves from the position where I remain. And the fake sun is moving because I'm moving in the same way that that demon moves in order to cross path because I'm outside of the apartment. She and all the rest of them in units 33 through 64 and Avanath Capital Management employees are all going to prison. All of them, every single last one. All right, this is where the fake sun is setting, as you saw Ontario PD pacing over this strip of land where I'm at, and you saw a fake sun setting at 5:03 in the evening. That's not the sun. These are the demon possessed that are acting together. They're going to prison. This one in this sport truck, I read their license plate. They're going to prison. Everybody in units 33 through 64 is going to federal prison. They're gang stalking systematically, including with companies that Avanath Capital Management employs as well. In order to do the landscaping, they're gang stalking. There's no sunlight that's ever going to create this light activity. And also, while the sun is over the Palisades, where reporters are under that fake sun, it's not over Woodside Senior Apartments, nor is it creating that light activity. That's the pattern of conduct. Sunlight does not shoot through a peephole, let alone through a metal mesh, through a peephole, piercing into the depths of the apartment. This is all recognizing the malice of the demon possessed, and those that are over 55 are exceedingly hostile to your constitutional rights, to your right to privacy, to your enforcement of your constitutional rights, and you will be treated like any other enemy of the state, enemy of the country, while you engage in terrorizing American citizens in furtherance of a conspiracy to not only murder and kidnap me, but to profit off of it. And that's the explanation behind a fake sun remaining over here and the entity stalking by the police, stalking by the population who are all of the same condition, demon possessed. Okay, this is again combining with the documentation that I maintain in writing. So while I'm inside documenting, oh, the couch is vibrating, oh, ongoing booming amplified, the demon that you saw crossing path is not causing the concrete to crack, while that demon, nonetheless masculine and overweight, is nonetheless elderly, does not sleep. In the same way she's not causing this concrete to crack while she's walking, she's not causing walls and ceilings to crack either. That's the same supernatural environment where a fake sun also remains. It's supernatural. It's also supernatural that the couch vibrates while someone is purportedly knocking on the door. But these are the circumstances whereby the entity is maintaining criminal elements of monitoring. It is psychological torture, which is a program that the state employs while it's conspiring, engaging in what is a systematic means of murdering in order to kidnap you. And absent evidence, it's what the entity uses to criminally defame in order to accomplish that. Because the entity is caught red-handed and continuously does so. It is an impermissible threat. It is ongoing criminal acts of obstruction of justice. And the demon, whose license plate is 5WUV as in Victor 715, she is heavily documented. She acts on behalf of all of them. Okay, in concert with all of them, they're sharing elements. While they're walking outside, they're monitoring. While they're sitting in their cars in the parking lot, they're monitoring. While the demons are flying commercial planes and helicopters, they're all monitoring. And you also know that because a fake sun that's over the same building where it was at 8 o'clock, okay, while the demon was stalking behind this apartment door, knowing that I'm asleep, practicing witchcraft, and then running off under the fake sun in the engineer light. That's how you're going to surround the entity with evidence, speaking to nothing other than surveillance, revealing very severe mental illness, requiring prison and asylums for those at Woodside Senior Apartments and all Avanath Capital Management employees. Avanath is also civilly liable. All right, it is currently 1:29 p.m. This is the fake sun over the same apartment building, never leaving not only the property, it only leaves, as you see, as I walk around and capture demons. That's where the fake sun goes, where I go. The evidence of a population stalking you, and only demons are doing that. There, it's called monitoring. P.O.C.